Hey everyone, so today's daily inspiration is around the word revelation. This is my very last of the 7-day inspirations, and so I hope you enjoy it. For this particular one, when I think of revelation, I feel like it is saying something that reveals the truth, and water certainly does that. So I'm going to share a story with you. And I haven't shared this story very often. It kind of makes me feel a bit sad, but at the same time it is very revealing. And so I'll start. That'd be good. So a few years ago I used to do some work for a couple that were extremely interested in my work, and they wanted to prove that my imagery and that this kind of conscious connection that I have with water and water's apparent conscious ability to create was in fact scientifically provable. They had a scientist who was already coming over from Canada, and they asked if he would do some work with me. So that was fine. He had his own lab, and I taught him my technique, and he had a very specific idea in mind as to how to approach this. Very, very different than my approach, which is not to say that it's wrong, it's just different. And he said, well, first things first, you are not allowed to be part of this experiment. By now, if you've watched the other inspiring stories that I've given over the last 7 days, you'll know I hate the word experiment, but anyway. So he had this idea that he would set a lot of different petri dishes up in front of a computer in a clean room in a sterile lab. And the computer screen would, every morning, it would randomly select some random picture. And that would be the picture that would influence the water, and he would not know what that picture was going to be. And it would kind of automatically do it. So for a week he would do this. The water was in this sterile environment in these petri dishes. He would freeze it after it had been influenced by some random computer picture, and he'd pull it out and he'd report back, and no, nothing interesting, just some lines, just some dots. Yeah, I don't really think this is really, no, it's not really doing anything. And I'm like, inwardly I was thinking, I'm not surprised, because, the poor water's just there, all sterile. And I started to get more and more anxious, actually, the more this man was doing this work, because to me this work is sacred work. To me this is a co-creation that I am having with water, and I have a relationship with water. This isn't just some cold experiment that I do. Nevertheless, on the very last day, he rings me up and he said, right, I can see something very clearly in the ice. It's certainly an image that I can recognize, and if I can recognize it, pretty sure everyone can recognize it. However, it doesn't correlate with the image that's on the computer screen. So I was like, okay, well, what's the image on the computer screen? And he said, it is actually, it's a human heart organ in one of those kind of stainless steel container things, that dishes that the hospitals use. And I said, okay, well, what's the ice image of? And he texted it to me, and I just felt like crying, because it was a perfect round circle with 2 eyes, a nose, and a sad face. And I just thought, oh my God, this is water revealing its truth. It's revealing that it is not some inanimate kind of thing to be experimented on coldly. It is, in fact, the lifeblood and the life force of this planet. And that man, there's nothing wrong, of course, with what he was doing. It's a very scientific kind of an approach. He was just wanting to see if he could do that. But I believe that water defines a kind of humanity. The more we love water, the more we're going to love each other, the more we're going to love this planet and all of the biosystems and the ecosystems that live upon it. Water is not just water. By molecular count, we're 99% water. Every single thing that lives is made of water in some way, form, or shape. We all have feelings. Animals have feelings. Trees have feelings. We have feelings. And to just kind of brush the idea of intelligence with the human yardstick and just kind of think that intelligence only equates to the largest brain, I think it's so arrogant, because we miss the intelligence of nature. I mean, how does a tree know when it's autumn and when it's time to shed its leaves? And how does a chameleon know when to change colour? And all of the incredible complexities and subtleties of the intelligence of all nature. And I believe that water is the most intelligent of everything, because it is what is in all of us. It's what connects us. That glass of water that you are about to drink or just drank or will drink has probably passed through cows, through blades of grass, through flowers, through the clouds to come into you. It is part of our ancestors and our future. I think one of the most revealing things that water has ever taught me is not to judge. It will enter the body of an ant as easily as it will enter the body of a tree or a donkey or you or I. It doesn't care. It is having an experience of itself over and over and over again in every perceivable, conceivable way. This is true revelation to me. I hope that this has been an inspiring story to end all of my little stories for the week. I'm wishing you all a wonderful 2021. Who knows what it will bring? But I feel that we should just live in this moment and stay in gratitude for this beautiful water that flows within us and reminds us that everything taking us closer to Source is a beautiful thing. Because that is exactly where water should take us, and it's where it would like to go. Sending you all lots of love. Bye.